Why can't I make my photo big? Yeah, what do you got?
We can't see the photo
I know,
fully.
I know. I don't know how to make it bigger.
What does it
Like
say?
first of all, where are you from?
I'm from America.
Oh, you got a toot on you. No?
A what?
A little attitude? Oh, here we go.
No.
Expand. There we go. Are you a Muslim, Democrat, or Black American?
I am the daughter of a Muslim.
Okay. May I ask
And
why? Okay, go ahead.
what were you gonna say? May you ask what?
Your father, mother practices Islam. Why don't you?
My father practiced Islam
Hmm.
his whole life.
Thank you. Just listening.
He immigrated to America in the early 2000s and he quit practicing in 2015, but I was born in 2005, so he practiced until I was 10. But
Right.
my
Why did he
mother,
stop?
he stopped because he didn't believe in God anymore.
Hmm. And based off what you're saying, you do not practice Islam.
No,
No. Okay.
it's too
Uh,
much work. I don't practice any religion.
right. All right. But what on my photo, I have the three biggest failures that I believe are Muslims, Democrats, and Black Americans. Do you agree? Disagree?
Why Muslims?
Um, I don't know. Maybe throughout the world they have committed close to 100,000 terrorist attacks this century.
That's terrorist organizations. That's not Muslims in general. You should have
Of
said
course. Well, hold on one
terrorist
second.
organizations. Why would you group all Muslims into
Of
something
course,
like
it's
that?
not, and it's not even all Democrats or all Black Americans, right? It's not all Muslims are terrorists, but unfortunately, most terrorist attacks are done by Muslims. All right, the old coffee cup.
What about
Go ahead.
the Oklahoma City bombing?
Okay, great. So that was what, 30, I think it'll be 32 years soon, right? 1994, I think that was. Maybe I'm a little bit off, but that was over 3 decades ago. So my response, or I say to you, there's a lot of terrorist attacks done by Muslims throughout the world. And your response is to mention Timothy McVeigh from over 30 years ago? How does that make sense? 95.
So
Thank you, Marta.
white men
Okay.
commit most school shootings. White
Okay.
men, y'all were the one who killed Charlie Kirk. And
Okay. So
y'all
wait,
still gonna
can I
sit here. But
wait? Can I ask you? Wait, hold on one second. No, no,
white
no.
men
Hold
are
on
the
one second.
biggest
Hold
failure
on one
then.
second.
Men have failed everybody. White men have
Wait,
colonized my country.
I'm sorry.
White men have
Wait, hold on
colonized
one
all over
second.
the world. They are the
Hold
biggest
on,
failure.
hold on. How
They
do
have
I?
hurt everybody all over the world, and they still are continuing to do it. Who is perpetrating the genocide in Gaza?
Listen to me. All right, you're not gonna come here. All right. The reason why I didn't drop you sooner is because I couldn't find the fucking button. I guess there was an update, and I could not find the button fast enough. So if your dumbass wants to come up here and have a dialogue and respond to what I say, I'll have you back up. But you're not going to spew your bullshit unchecked. I say to you, how is that relevant? 100,000 terrorist attacks, close to it, this century done by Muslims. You respond with a white guy that blew up a building in Oklahoma City over 30 years ago. Why didn't you acknowledge what I said? That didn't make sense to me. All right, let's go with, I think it's a doctor, DR.
Hi, how you doing, sweetheart?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm all right. Hope your holidays were good.
Same to you. Same to you. Happy New Year.
Thank you. Happy New Year to you and your
Oh,
family.
thank you. What brings you up?
Oh, I was wondering why did you say I get the Democrats? I 100% get the Democrats,
Uh
but
huh.
why all black people and all Muslims?
It's not all black. First of all, it's not all Muslims. Not all
Okay.
Muslims are terrorists. Not all Democrats. There's actually very good people that voted for Carmela Harris, and they're lifelong Democrats, right? So it's not. uh, all three of these groups, it's not every single person within that group, but just as a collective, as a team, I feel that these three groups of people are the biggest failures, not only here in this country, but throughout the world.
Okay.
All right?
Can you give me a couple of examples
Of what?
of why do you think Democrats and the black? I get what you said about the Muslims. I heard
Okay,
the tea
Democrats.
attack.
Okay. Democrats, where are they doing well? What's going well for them?
Not a damn thing.
Okay, duh. Okay, black Americans, go ahead.
Well, they're trying. They're
Of course,
doing
A for
things,
effort.
and yeah. So I just I don't get what's the black part.
The black part.
Yeah.
Well, how about this? They lead the country in murders in here in the United States, and they're only 13% of the population.
Are they the only ones who are getting who else
Holy hell! All right, Dr. Final word. I'm going to move on to somebody else. Okay.
okay, sure.
All right. Much love. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you.
April, will you let? No. Hold on, guys. Hold on. April. There you go. Very good. Thank you. I appreciate you. Super Dave. Thank you. I'm so sorry. What does that say? AT.
Sigma.
All right. Is this what you do? Good morning, goddess. How are you, love? I mean, what the fuck was that? Here we go. Foundational Black American time. What's up, Foundational Black American? Are you too high to have a conversation today?
No.
No. Okay, good. So we're not that high yet. First of all, Happy New Year.
Yay!
Dumb.
No, you don't get to you don't get to deem what's dumb or smart. You don't get
No,
to
that
deem
was
it.
very dumb.
I take
Very,
that. I take
very
that.
dumb.
I take that away from you.
Hey,
You don't have that anymore.
I gotta tell you, I've been broadcasting on another app for a couple months now, and about a couple hours ago, right? What time is it? It's 3:15. Probably, yeah, 2, 3 hours ago. I had my first foundational Black American on that app, and he, just like every foundational Black American on this app, was clueless on how to define it, one, and two, how to prove that they're a foundational Black American.
Who are you to prove? Who are you for us to prove to you anything?
Right, exactly, and
Answer that question. Answer
that's a
that
great
question first.
response.
Answer
That's a
that
great
question first.
100%. And you could say, you know what, Dave, you're an immigrant. Your family came from Ireland. I'm not going to prove anything to you, and that's fine, no problem. But
Yeah, so it's like
you
you can't even
but
deem
beloved, you guys all
you
look
have
dumb
no
as fuck.
authority
You
to
guys
deem what's
all look
positive,
dumb
what's
as
negative,
fuck.
what's the
Every
truth,
fucking
or
one
what's
of
the
you.
lie, bruh. You have no authority, and that's a testament to your arrogance.
I
You
can't
see
think
how
of another group of people.
you see how arrogant you are? You
Do you
don't
see
even
how
know
ignorant you are?
you're so
Do you see how
arrogant
ignorant you are?
that you can't even notice it. That's the level of
I'm
your
very,
arrogance.
yes, I'm very, 100% guilty as charged.
Yes. So I'm gonna
I'm
need you to wear
arrogant as
that.
fuck, no problem. Once again, I
I'm gonna
do
need you to wear.
recognize it, acknowledge,
I'm gonna need you to wear that. You
well
feel me?
noted, okay?
And I'm gonna need you
Oh,
to
I
quit
wear it.
it.
I wear
I'm
it.
gonna need
I
you to
wear it.
quit it. So I'm gonna need you to quit it because that's not going
But
to
could you
work. That's
imagine
not going to
spending a
work with me.
year spewing complete
That's not
bullshit?
going
Maybe
to
your New
work
Year's
with me.
resolution should be maybe stop
That is
lying
not
about who
going
you
to
are.
work with me because I
Okay,
see
so
you
you're
from
gonna
a
keep
mile
lying.
away. I see people like
No, that's God telling you, beloved. That is God telling you. Maybe that's Tyreek or whatever his name is. Maybe that's Tyreek calling. Too funny.
You know what I'm saying?
Was that Tyreek calling?
Go to your place. Go to your place.
My
And have
place?
those
What's my
conversations
place?
at your place. But this is not your place.
Wait, this is my place. This is my
No,
life.
this is not your place. Your place is Ireland.
Okay, so I should take
Your
a
place is
flight to
Ireland.
Dublin, then start asking the questions about foundational Black
Yeah,
Americans?
amongst your people.
Oh fuck yeah!
Amongst
I
your people.
love
Ask about
when you
foundational
start stuttering.
Ireland.
I love it,
Talk about
and that's a
talk
common
about
theme
about
with
foundational.
foundation.
Talk
Wait,
about
hold on,
foundational
beloved.
Irish women.
Hold on. You're
Irish
not going to
women.
steamroll up here. I must tell you, foundational Black Americans, they all stutter when they get flustered, and then
No.
shortly after the
No.
stutter,
No.
they have like an awkward, adorable
No.
laugh to match. There it is. That's what I'm talking about.
No.
Look,
You
go
full
ahead.
of shit, Dave. You full
That's
of shit. You're
every
so
foundational
hilarious,
Black
bro.
American. I had
You're so
Tyreek stuttering,
hilarious, bro.
Julian
I
stutters.
promise you, you're so hilarious. You're so hilarious, bro. That's what it amounts to. It amounts to jokes. It doesn't amount to anything that's true or factual. It amounts to jokes.
Right. Maybe starting in 2026, you just admit that you're from fucking Africa, embrace your heritage,
I am
and
where I'm
stop
from right
being
now. I am where I'm
stop
from right
lying.
now.
What? Go ahead.
I am where I'm from right now. I am where I'm at right now.
Oh,
So,
are you in Africa right now for
no,
vacay?
no. You know where I'm at.
I dare you.
You know where
I
I'm
dare
at.
you to get a DNA test.
Huh?
I dare you to get a DNA
Dave,
test.
you know what I'm saying? I told you that if I get some real help from you, you know what I'm saying, and you give me a real reputable and accurate DNA testing agency, then I will do it. So I have no problem with that. But you have not done that thus far. Even though you've already agreed to it. You haven't done it. You haven't backed
Right.
that up.
Okay, fair enough. Let's go with NJ. Where are you from, NJ? NJ? I once again, I've only been live for 15 minutes, so we didn't fall asleep in the queue. So maybe Beloved, and whenever I said to you about 23andMe, you said no. I said
That's not reputable.
Ancestry.com, you
That's
said
not
no.
reputable and accurate.
Okay, so any DNA test, you're just going to say not good.
Well, you only said two. That's according to what you
Oh, to
said.
be honest, I don't know any other ones.
Well, that's when you do your research, sir. You said
No,
you were gonna help me, so help me.
So you
And
want me to
that's
help you
the
prove
problem
your
right
lie?
there. That's the problem right there. You really don't want to help me, even though you said you would help me. It was really
All
being
right,
funny.
can I tell you where I realized you were full of shit?
No, because there is no time where you realize where I was full of shit because I was never full of shit.
Oh no! When I realized you were full of shit is whenever I went to Tyreek's live,
Oh shit!
and Tyreek said to
Hey,
me,
look, you said
"Wait, hold on,
so.
beloved. Let me finish.
You said you wanted some stuff to read. Go read Tariq's books.
Oh
You know
fuck
what I'm saying?
no!
Yeah,
I'd
see,
rather watch.
yeah,
All
I
right.
know. You don't want to get the information. You don't want to get the information.
So
Got it.
what? And is there who's the most reputable person to back up your claims besides Tyreek?
That is not a question that I'm gonna dignify because I
Okay,
told
of
you
course.
Tariq. You're not gonna say besides Tariq. Like it's
Mhm.
Tariq. So go talk to Tariq. Go and see what his books that he read are and go buy them and read them. Or just go read them.
No chance in hell.
You see what I'm saying? You are willfully ignorant of getting the true information.
All right, can
don't
you
want
just
that.
let me tell you when I realized you were full of shit? Just give me 30 seconds and then I want you to respond. You came up here, to your credit, I'll start with a compliment. You were the first one in my broadcast to say you're a foundational Black American. That's number
Oh
one.
wow, I deserve an award.
You do,
Wow.
because Julian
Yeah.
took that. He dick rode that. It is what it is. No problem. Let's
I don't agree with that statement that Jillian Dick rode anything.
Okay, fair enough. That's fine. You guys could
I think
dick
he
ride
was
each other. No
already
big
well
deal.
aware before I
So
said
wait,
that.
hold on one second. Let me explain where you were full of shit. That for over a year, I was like, "Beloved, how are you going to prove you're a foundational Black American?" Your response consistently has been, help me find a good DNA test. All right. And then I would point out a couple. You would say they're not good. No problem. So then, whenever I went to the guy, Tyreek, to say, should I get a DNA test done to prove that I'm a foundational black American? His response was, that just tells you, quote unquote, generic information. So that's when I knew you were full of shit. That a DNA test does not prove that you're a foundational black American, but that's what you were using to say that you were going to prove your case. So
I
that's
did
when I
not say.
knew you
I
were
did not say that.
absolutely.
I did not say that.
Okay,
I said
go ahead.
I said that it doesn't prove. I said that I'm 90 to 95%. I said I'm 95% sure that I'm a foundational black American, right? Due to
But
what I
that's not the
already
knowing business. That's
due
not
to
the
what I
knowing business.
due to what I already had, due to what information I already had through family, through my genealogy records and all those different things, right? So I'm 95% sure that I'm a foundational black American due to those many things I just listed. That's the foundation that I'm standing on. So the DNA testing was gonna put it over the top, but I'm already 95% sure. So the DNA testing alone is not gonna prove that. I never said that alone it was gonna prove that. So you misread what I said. You have selective hearing, sir. You have
I
selective.
misread what you
You
said.
have
I didn't.
selective
You're
hearing. You
too
want to hear
funny.
what you
You're
want
so
to hear
fucking
and say what
lost.
you want to say. You
You
want
are
to hear what you
so
want to hear
fucking
and say
lost.
what you want to say, bro.
And at some point,
You got a certain agenda and propaganda and
yes.
narrative that you want to push. You don't want to push actual factual things.
Oh, I'm so sorry. What have I said that
If
is
white people were
factually not? Wait,
if
hold on,
white
be
people
loved,
were
be
the
loved, be
original people
loved,
on
be
this planet, I
loved.
would submit to
Don't
that.
make me
I would be.
drop you. Don't make me drop you. What the
Hey,
fuck
look,
have
bro.
I said that's
Don't get
not
mad. Don't get
inaccurate?
mad at the truth, bro.
Answer the question.
Don't get mad
What
at the
have
truth,
I
bro.
said that is inaccurate?
Bro, don't. I just told you. I just
Oh,
told
I'm
you.
sorry. Go ahead.
No, I'm not gonna repeat myself because I just fucking told you.
Oh,
It's not
fuck
my
yeah.
fault that you weren't listening. You was too
All
busy
right.
trying to talk over me.
Right, but once again, let's recap. Since I've known you, you've been lying that you're a foundational Black American with nothing
No,
to back it up, and you
I have
would
not been
bet. And I'm
lying.
all about it. Don't get me wrong. I'm all
I
about
haven't been
foundational
lying.
Black Americans coming up
You just full of
and
lies, bro.
embarrassing themselves. I'm a big fan.
You're just full of
I'm here
lies,
for it.
bro. You're full
Okay,
of
what did
lies,
I lie
bro.
about?
Every fucking thing, bro.
Every
You lied
fucking
about
thing.
me lying, motherfucker. You lied about me lying.
What are you talking about? For the last year, you have been lying.
See,
You're
now
not a
you being
foundational
ignorant.
Black
Now you being
American.
ignorant, bro.
Your
Now you
family
just being
came
ignorant.
from
You
Congo.
saying I'm
Do you
telling
understand
you
that?
I'm answering your questions, right? I'm
Okay.
answering your questions, and then right after I answer your questions, you say, "What are you talking about?" Like you just didn't hear what the fuck I just said, bro. Stop playing stupid, bro. You playing stupid now. You being willfully ignorant.
Has there ever been
You know
once?
what the fuck I said, bro.
Of
You know
course.
what I said. You
Has
heard
there
me.
ever? Okay. Has there
Just like
ever
all
been?
59 other people up in this motherfucker. You heard what I said, bro.
Has there ever been once where you left this live and thought to yourself that you embarrassed yourself?
No.
Never.
When you speak the truth, it's never embarrassing.
But you don't speak the truth.
I do.
Like, are you like what? What is
All
wrong?
you do is lie, bro.
Okay. What did
All you
I?
do is lie and you steal. You a thief.
Okay. I feel that you're talking about white people in general, and that's where you start bitching about patents and whatnot.
Y'all are the original criminals.
Okay. Does that
Yeah.
justify you guys being the bigger criminals per capita today?
No, we're not the bigger criminals.
Why?
We're not criminals. You know what I'm
There's not
saying?
one fucking crime that is tracked by the FBI and DOJ where you guys do not commit at least
You don't even have
13%.
a right. You don't even have a right to criminalize anything that got to do with other groups of people. Who are you to have the authority to be able to criminalize anything?
Okay, so hypothetically, you get pulled over by a white police officer. Is that what you tell them?
I'm not gonna dignify that question. I'm not gonna dignify that
Okay.
question. The main thing is that you don't have a right to criminalize anything or any groups of people. You don't have a right.
Meaning,
You don't even have a
meaning
right.
me or white
You don't even
people
have
in
a right.
general?
You don't even have a right to deem other groups of people criminals.
Okay, just I want to
When you are the original
the
criminal.
original criminal,
You are the
of
original
course.
criminal and the biggest criminal.
Okay.
You don't
So
even have that right.
okay, so it's my question is, I just want to clarify. When you say you do not have the right, do you mean me as a single person or white people in general?
Both of you motherfuckers.
Oh, fuck yeah. Okay. Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Makes a
for
lot of
sure.
sense.
For sure, for sure.
But
Cause why? Because this is not your land. You're an invader. You're an imposter. You don't belong here. You
says
belong
the
across
guy
the
from
pond.
Congo.
You belong to you belong across the pond where you belong in Ireland. If you're an Irishman, go back
Right.
to Ireland. You're not American. We
Right.
are.
What would
That's why we
happen if
started nation
all
of
the
Black
white
Americans.
what would happen
But
if
look, but
all
look, but
and I
look, but
mean
look, but
this.
look, but look, but look. I
Go,
will tell
go,
you
go,
this.
go. You
I will
stuttered.
tell you this. I will tell you this. That
You
I
stuttered.
submit. I submit to the truth. I
No,
submit to
you
the
don't.
truth. And if
You like to lie.
if white people were the original inhabitants of this earth, as a melanated carbonated being, I would submit to that. But you're not. You're not, and you know you're not.
Interesting.
You know you're not. You know this isn't your
You're
planet.
too funny, bro.
Nah, I'm not funny, bro. I'm truthful. I'm truthful because I know
Ah.
what I know who I am, and you know who I
Mhm.
am, and I know who you are.
Yes, you're a man from
I know
Congo.
who you are. I know who you
So
really are.
why? How about for 2026? I'll really embrace my Irish heritage, and you start embracing your African heritage. How about
I'm an
that'll be our New
American.
Year's resolution?
I'm a foundational Black American.
That's a lie. That's a lie,
No,
sir.
it's not. No, it's not.
But you, but you have nothing to
History
prove
is on
what
my
you're saying.
side. Genealogy records is on my side. You feel me? I ain't gotta say nothing else. It is what it is. You are the miseducator.
You are a tether.
You are the
That's what you are.
miseducator.
You're a tether.
You are the miseducator. You are the thief. You are the
Hey,
identity thief. You are the thief of culture. You are the thief of inventions. You are the thief of civilization. You are the thief.
thieves of
You are a thief,
civilization?
bro.
How's that work?
You are a thief.
There's that.
You
There's
are an
that
identity
awkward
thief.
laugh.
You trying to say you're an American, but you're an Irishman.
Uh
You see
huh.
what I'm saying? You're not an American because you're born here. You're an Irishman. You come from a
Gotcha.
family full of Irishmen and Irish women.
Correct. Correct.
You see
That
what I'm
is true.
saying? Your
Why is
family,
it that I
your
have no
family
problem
came and
admitting
docked
that,
on Ellis Island.
but
You
you
see what I'm
don't
saying?
embrace that your family is from Congo?
No, I'm an American, bro.
Lies.
I'm an American. I'm an
Okay.
American.
You
Go look
keep
at
telling
the
yourself
go
that.
look
Be
at
loved.
go look
Be
at the
loved. Be
museums.
loved. It,
Go look at the museums,
be
man.
loved. It's every person that says they're a foundational Black American. They cannot explain it or
No, we just don't
verify
have to
it.
tell you.
Of
You are
course. Of
not
course.
nobody to explain anything to. Why do I have to have your approval? Explain that to me. Why do I
Yeah.
have
No,
to
I'm
have
with you,
your
bro.
approval?
Too funny.
Nah, I'm saying you can't explain that. Why do I have to have your approval?
All right, Dumpling. Where are you from,
See
Dumpling?
what I'm saying?
I'm from Colorado.
Why'd you come up, sir?
I feel like this guy is just ridiculous. He's hypocritical. Like, why are you from Congo criticizing someone who's from Ireland, right?
Oh, so you joining the party, huh?
I mean, it's
Yeah,
a fair
you're just
question.
retarded.
You just joining the bandwagon, huh? Oh,
The
okay.
but yeah, the bandwagon, bro.
Yeah, okay.
The
Okay.
bandwagon of facts.
No, those are lies.
A foundational
You are
Black American is
liars.
just the
You
most
are
retarded
liars.
thing I've
You
heard
are
all night.
thieves,
You,
and the
you what
truth
do
is
you
not in
contribute to
you.
society?
You are liars and deceivers and
Yo,
thieves, and
B
the
Love,
truth will never
what do you
be.
do for
And the
work?
truth will never be in you.
Yo, B Lover, what do you do for work?
I'm not gonna give you any ammunition to talk shit about me, bro. You feel me?
So
Like
defensive.
where the fuck is this?
So
Where is this
defensive.
questioning leading to? Where are you trying to get to with these questions, bro?
You're a foundational Black. What has your family tree done for anyone who in America? What do you guys do?
What you
I'm a
mean?
foundational Black American and
What you mean,
shit. Like,
bro?
what does that mean,
Where
dude?
you from, bro?
I live in Colorado. I already said this. Do you have
Okay,
yours?
okay. Where's your family from?
My family's from mostly the UK.
Okay, that makes sense. That
That
makes
makes
sense.
sense.
Yeah, it does make sense because you're not even an American, bro.
I was born here. How does that not make me American?
Because your family wasn't born here.
He-
You were
okay. Where
you're
was your
Your
family
family
born?
wasn't
you're an
Congo.
Englishman.
Congo?
Congo.
You're an Englishman.
Your family was like
All of my
swinging from
family was
vines
born
and
here.
eating dirt.
All of my family was born here.
Lies.
Every last one of my family was born here.
Yeah, that makes no
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. How does it not make no sense?
My family's from Congo, but my whole family
how does
tree
that
was
make no
born
sense?
here. Are you retarded, dude?
I'm
Stop
not gonna
using that
dignify that
word.
question.
Sorry.
I'm not gonna dignify
It's
that
okay.
question. Because you already know
You could
what's
just
up.
call him a liar.
Yeah,
Nah.
that's just
Nah, y'all,
you're not having a serious
y'all
conversation.
are
You're just
nothing.
rage baiting. Like
There's
you
nothing
know what
true
you're
about
doing.
y'all. There's nothing true about y'all, and y'all are thieves. Y'all all kind of thieves. The original criminals. You feel me? All you do is steal.
Wait. Explain
The
original
only thing
criminals.
y'all ever invented was the motherfucking patent office was to steal motherfuckers' ideas. Y'all thieves, man. Y'all thieves and y'all liars and deceivers.
But can I tell you something,
The truth will never be in y'all.
Right,
Beloved.
but most countries
Wait, hold
in the
on, hold on
continent
one
of
second,
Africa
Dumpling.
still
Hold on
need
one second,
USAID.
Dumpling. Hold on one second, Beloved. I want to tell you. I said to you a few minutes ago that on the other app, I had somebody come up and say that they were a foundational Black American, and I'm not gonna lie, it was the first foundational Black American that proclaimed that they were just that. That sounded like an intelligent person. So I thought for sure that whenever I posed the same questions I asked you, I thought he would be able to give some answers. But then whenever I started questioning him on how could you prove that in front of a judge, he was just as dumb as you, just as dumb as Tyreek, just as dumb as Julian.
What was his response? Don't say a dumb response. Tell me what his
No,
response was.
first what he said was a DNA test. And then I asked him, what did it say on your DNA test that verified what you were saying you are? Then he backtracked, said he never got a DNA test done. Then I said, what paperwork do you have to verify? He said he had 2 generations of birth certificates dating back to blank year, which wasn't in the 1800s, it was 1900s. Then whenever I said, whose birth certificates are you talking about? Are you talking about you and your parents? And first he said no, then he said yes. Basically, bottom line, dumb as fuck, just like every other foundational Black American that I've spoken to, including
The thing
Tyreek.
about this is, right? The thing about this is I could go into detail about what it's about, you know what I'm saying, all the things that I have and the records that I have. But the thing is that I
But you have
know
nothing.
that
You have nothing, beloved.
I know, hold on, let me finish. That I know that you don't have any like you don't have any power or authority for me to, and it's not even about power or authority. Like you are nobody not to explain anything to. Like you have no standing to explain
Right, but you
anything,
chose to come up
really
on this
explain
panel and
anything
argue
to.
that you're a foundational Black American.
Like
You chose to lie.
I don't gotta explain nothing
Right,
to
but
This is
nobody
stunning.
you
that's not
made
from
the
my
claim that
country.
you're a foundational
You're
American.
not from my
Prove it.
country, bro. You're not from my country. You didn't want us to know
Yeah,
who
you're
we
right.
were.
I'm not from
You
Congo. I'm
didn't
glad I
know
wasn't from Congo.
you didn't want us to know who like who we really are, bro. That's why in school they teach little kids that Christopher Columbus discovered America in 1492. Christopher Columbus sailed the
Bro,
ocean
all I'm
blue
getting from what you're saying is we was
and
foundational Black
discovered
Americans and
America
shit.
you teaching black kids that the start of our existence was like slaves, which is totally far from the truth.
We was slaves and
You
shit.
wanted us to be to be miseducated and indoctrinated in that way. You didn't want us to know that we are really the founders of this country.
Miseducated?
That this is
Miseducated?
really our land from the start of human life. You feel me? Existed on this landmass was us. You feel me?
We was miseducated and
My
shit.
lineage, foundational Black Americans. You didn't want us to know these things. You didn't want us to know who we really are. You feel me? But I can sit here in complete confidence. You feel me? And tell you that your family immigrated from this motherfucker. You feel me? And you landed on Ellis Island before you came to the mainland. You see what I'm saying? And it's true. You can look it up.
How many
All
generations has
white,
your family
all
been in the
white
United
people,
States, Beloved?
all white people, all white people. Your family, Dave's family, y'all all
Beloved,
landed
you're
on
so
Ellis
proud.
Island.
You're so
You
proud. But
sailed
how
from Ellis
many
Island. You
generations
sailed
have you been in
across
the
the
United States
pond.
for?
You sailed across the pond and you landed in Ellis Island, bro. Where the Statue of Liberty is, bro, to come into this country. You see what I'm
Too
saying?
funny.
And all that
funny,
is
bro.
true. And you know it. Y'all know it.
Beloved, you're just
Y'all
one
know
of
it,
these
bro.
like self-righteous black people that thinks the world
Yes.
of yourself and your community.
Yes.
You see what I'm
It
saying?
just means
There's no
nothing.
denial. There's no denial
You
from what
are
I
in
just
the.
said.
I'm in denial.
There's
You're
no
gaslighting,
denial from
dude.
what I just said. There's no refuting what I just said. You see how you just went on to something else and tried to move the goalpost to something else? Pay attention to that. Pay
You're not
attention
a
to that.
foundational black American. Just stop with the bullshit.
Yeah, see, they
Okay,
wanna
let's
stop
just
they
cut
wanna
it
go
out.
with that. And you know I'm a foundational black American. You know you don't belong
How do
here.
I know that?
You don't belong here. You don't belong here. You belong
Elaborate.
across the pond somewhere. You belong across the other side of the Atlantic Ocean somewhere.
Says
bro.
you, Mr.
No,
Congo.
says history. Says history. You don't come from here, bro. You don't come from here. So who are you? This is not your country. So who are you to sit here and expect me to explain anything?
Brother,
to
we
you,
were
bro?
a white Christian
You know what I'm
nation.
saying? Who are you for to expect me to explain anything to you, bro? I don't gotta explain shit to you.
But beloved, there are
No.
Jewish people on this app that have shown their DNA test. There are Irish people, Italians, etc. Why is it the only group of people that cannot prove anything that they say? It's your people, the quote
No,
unquote
see, but that's the thing.
foundational
You're not
black
hearing
Americans.
me, Dave. You're
Wait,
not
I'm
hearing
sorry.
me. You
Go
are
ahead.
nobody to prove anything to, bro.
Well, to be
You're not
fair,
from my country. You're not from my country.
okay, no problem. But there are people on this app that they say, well, you're not a Jew, right? And what they do is they show their DNA test or show the proof that they're Jewish, right? And if somebody questioned me that, hey, Dave, I don't think you're Irish, I could go get my DNA test and prove it, right? Why is it there's only one group of people that cannot prove what they're saying? Ever, ever, ever.
Who?
To anybody.
Nah, you can't hide
Dude, it
behind
just doesn't make
anybody.
any sense
You
that you
can't hide
claim to
behind.
be a
You
foundational
can't
black
hide
American,
behind
but you don't have
anybody,
any proof
Dave.
for it.
You can't
You
hide
can't tell me
behind
how many
anybody,
generations your
Dave.
family's been in the United States for. You have
You
nothing.
can't
You
hide
say that I'm not
behind
obliged
anybody,
to share any information, but
Dave.
you're the one that came up on this panel, dude. Like, why
You
not
can't
just
hide
show
behind
proof? Just
anybody,
tell us anything.
Dave. You can't hide behind anybody.
You made the
Dave.
decision to come
Thank
up
you
on
for the
this panel. Why
2026s.
can't you defend your stance?
Well,
Because he's full of shit.
because
Just like every
I
other
know.
foundational black American ever to appear on
You're
this
not
panel.
nobody to defend to. You're an imposter.
But why lie?
Why would I have
Why
to defend
lie?
my stance to an imposter? Explain that to me.
You're a
That's
liar.
like, man, boy, that's like trying to defend myself. I mean, that's like trying to defend.
Thank you for the hearts. I appreciate you.
That's like trying to defend a motherfucking robber that's coming up, breaking into your house, trying to rob you with a, you know what I'm saying, with a pew pew. You know what I'm saying, and you unarmed. He gonna rob your ass, so there ain't gonna be nothing you can do about it. So
You are so full of shit.
So you ain't.
Did
so,
you graduate
great
from high
pride
school?
in that.
Beloved, did
you're-
you
no,
graduate
No,
from high
no,
school?
no, no,
right?
no, no. I'm gonna
You're
say
an
no. I'm
imposter.
gonna
You don't
guess
belong
no.
here. You don't belong here.
Did you get your GED?
You don't belong here. You don't belong here.
Beloved, did you get your GED?
I don't participate in white people's measurements of intelligence. I don't participate in that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't.
Have
think
you
that-
ever taken
I don't think,
an
I don't think
IQ
that. I don't
test?
think that white people own intelligence or own
Wait, what?
deeming of
What does
judging
that
what
mean?
intelligence
I
is.
don't think white people own intelligence.
I don't think they own the right to deem what is intelligent or not. That's what I meant to say.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I don't. When you know all languages, all science, all
Wait.
math.
Somebody that reads Hebrew, what does that name say?
Melanated
Who the heck is this with five
melanated
somebody's
carbonated
lurking
human
count?
beings. You know what I'm saying? All that's why the Moors ruled Europe for over 700 years.
Baby daddy, is this guy trolling?
You know
I
what I'm
can't
saying?
tell
No,
anymore.
no.
This is
Honestly,
all-
Dumpling,
this is all-
I've known
this is
him
all-
for
this is all
over a
history.
year. He
This is all
spews
real
his
history.
bullshit
You can
all
look
the
it up.
time.
This is
All the
real
time
history.
he
You can
spews
look it
his
How
up,
can
bro.
bullshit.
people believe
You know what I'm
this?
saying?
I
Nobody
just don't get
believes
This is all
it.
real
Nobody
history. You can
fucking
look it up.
believes it. He's full of shit.
I don't want nobody to believe
Dude, I'm
it.
hopping off.
I don't want-
I'm
I don't
losing
want
my
you to
mind
believe it.
hearing this guy
I don't want
talk.
you to
I'm
believe it. I
sorry.
want you to know that shit, man.
Have a great night.
Yeah, yeah.
Be
And
good.
I want you to
Happy
know
New
that
Year,
shit.
Dumpling.
I want you to know that shit. Don't believe nothing I say. I want you to know it, man. Yeah, yeah. I'm in the knowing business.
You're
Hey,
not in the knowing business.
I'm a copyright that shit, bro.
Copyright what shit?
Yeah, no, I ain't saying nothing. You right. Yeah, but
What are you talking about? Copyright this shit? What the?
yeah.
Beloved, the shit that you say, man. And once again, if you just came and you said, look, I am a foundational black American, this is how I know I am, and prove it, then it would be a different story. But instead, you have no clue, right? You just spew your bullshit,
Says who?
and that's
Says
that.
who? Says who?
I'm sorry, beloved. Anybody that has been watching for a
Nah, don't
long
hide behind
time,
anybody. Don't hide
thank you,
behind
Dumpling.
anybody,
Appreciate you, bro.
Dave. Don't hide behind anybody, Dave.
What are you talking about?
Don't you said the word anybody, am I correct?
Whoever that was, you didn't connect. Dumpling, I appreciate you. Beloved, you're just full of shit. And at some
Yeah, you see,
point, go ahead.
you just glossed over the truth, bro. You just glossed over the truth, and you're so used to it. You're so used to lies. All you do is lie.
Right.
All you do.
That's me.
Yeah.
That's me. And then whenever I ask the question, what is something that I lied about? You have zero answers.
No, everything you said is a lie.
Everything I say, of course, makes
Everything
sense.
you said is a lie, bro. Everything.
Makes perfect sense.
This is what I said. I said, all you do is lie. And then you
Okay.
said, what did I lie about? And then I said, everything you just fucking said. Because I
Smart.
said, all you do is lie. So what
Very
are you
smart.
talking about?
Yayo, what do you got,
Yeah, you
Yayo?
sound like you retarded one day.
Hold on. Yayo?
Yeah.
What's up, Yayo?
I would say the first question makes no sense because Black Americans aren't a failure at all.
Okay. What's going well for Black America?
I would say every generation of Black Americans is doing better than the previous.
Okay. What compare that? What race is doing worse compared to 2 or 3 generations ago?
I would argue white people.
How?
This generation, the current generation,
Beloved, you got reported. Come back up, sir.
Gen Z is objectively going to have a harder time in doing or going to do worse than the previous generations before them.
I just want to get this out of the way real quick. Are you a foundational Black American?
Yeah.
Okay. Merry Christmas to me. What makes you a foundational Black American?
My lineage of comes from this country. It goes back hundreds of years.
Hundreds of years. And how far back can you track?
Maybe like late 1800s Mississippi.
1800 Mississippi, of course. And if you had to go in front of a judge and present evidence that you're a foundational Black American, what paperwork or documents would you show that judge?
I would probably use my sister's ancestry. You know, we have the same parents. Use her ancestry, and
Okay.
and the paperwork that she has goes back to that time. So I would probably just use the documents that's on file.
Okay, so your sister did an ancestry report from where? Like ancestry.com, 23andMe. Where did she do it at?
I really don't remember. I just remember her, the
Okay.
family having a discussion about it.
Oh, okay, great. So whenever you got the results back, what did you see with your own eyes that you said, "Yep, I'm definitely a foundational Black American"? What did you see?
It would be nothing genetically. It would be the tracking of lineage back. So when you get to tracking your forefathers or whatever you want to call them. So it go from the Hamptons to the Jacksons, and it goes
Of
deep
course.
into like some people I haven't actually done it, but some people can trace back all the way to the family that actually own their ancestors.
Okay, very good. So, once again, what did you see with your own eyes that made you say I'm 100% a foundational Black American? Just directly, what did you see?
Like I said, just the old profiles of like great grandparents, things like that.
Profiles meaning?
Like that birth certificates, things like that, that trace back just like to like Mississippi, like I said, like early, like maybe like early late 1800s, early 1900s, around that time, like
Okay, so
1901.
you're saying you have seen birth certificates from the 1800s?
Like late, like
Like with
early
your own
1900s.
eyes,
Yeah,
you have seen them.
yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. Why is it that nobody else has seen those?
I mean, it depends on who you talk to.
Of
If
course.
they dig deep enough, if they do their due diligence, willing to pay what it costs to get the paperwork sent to them, then they'll get
Uh-huh.
it. If not, then they won't.
So where can I get a birth certificate from the 1800s? Where do I go for that? And
I
I'll
would
pay
have
any
to,
amount.
like again, I would have to probably contact my sister and see what she went through to get the paperwork.
Can you text her and ask her?
No, it's like
Because
3 in the
me
morning.
myself, I'm in the middle of a court case where I'm trying to prove that I'm a foundational Black American. So can you text her? It would be really important to me if I could get an answer on where I could get birth certificates verified
Well,
from
I
the
don't know if you
1800s.
like in like Hong Kong or something, but I'm in Chicago, so it's like 3 in the morning. So
Her phone doesn't work at 3 a.m.
she's not up.
She's not up. Can you
No.
report back to me on where I can get that?
I'll come back through. I'll tell you what she
Oh,
said.
hell yeah.
No
Okay,
problem.
great.
I got no problem with that.
Okay. To me, Yayo, just very bluntly, I think you're absolutely 1000% full of shit. And the reason why I say that is I've talked to a lot of foundational Black Americans, just like myself. I'm a foundational Black American, and nobody has been able to prove that. And that's what I'm trying to do. So whenever somebody tells me, hey, Dave, you are FBA, you are foundational Black American, I have a hard time believing it because when I speak to my FBA brothers, nobody else can prove it. So I think I'm going to have a hard time proving it.
And, sometimes nobody can prove it till it can be proven. That's how life works. Sometimes,
Put that on.
I'll show you though.
Put that on a T-shirt. Sometimes what? What was that line?
Sometimes nobody can prove it till you can prove it. It'd be like
Put
that
that.
sometimes.
I don't. Where'd you get that? Popsicle
Made it
stick or
up,
something?
freestyling,
You made it up.
freestyling,
Oh, go ahead. All right. So
freestyle.
we got a little Jay-Z up here. Okay.
I used to do a little rapping.
I got you. Can I ask who you voted for in November of last year?
Trump.
All right. And why? Well, no. There's been multiple foundational Black Americans, including Julian. Why did you vote for Donald Trump?
It's several reasons. I won't lie like I'm not disappointed now, but I did prefer his
Okay.
stances
No.
on
Let's go right
immigration.
to the negative. What are you disappointed in now in Donald Trump this term?
The Israel cuckery.
And what did he do wrong when it came to Israel?
I think when the fact that they allowed Qatar to be attacked, even though Qatar has the largest military base in the Middle East, well, American military base in the Middle East, it shows that it kind of gives a sense of like, even though like, because the reason most people allow the U.S. to have these military bases on their soil is because it gives a sense of protection. But if I'm
Okay.
not safe and you're here, then what does that mean globally for us and our standing
Oh,
for us for protection?
okay. So the summary is you voted for Trump allegedly, and your biggest complaint thus far in the 11 months he's been back in office is that Israel sent a missile or two into Qatar.
That's not my own. I disagree with the whole Israel thing, but this is not an Israel conversation, to be honest.
Right. Let's not let your hatred of the Jews
I don't have a hatred of the
override.
Jews.
Okay, sure. The hatred of Zionists?
I just disagree with the whole Zionist project.
Okay, the Zionist project makes sense.
Yeah,
Of
from
course, you're doing
origins. That's what I'm
great.
saying.
And what is the Zionist project in your mind?
The
Somebody asked you
idea
that.
of Hirschfield to find a place to create Palestine as a Jewish homeland, or to return, or the whole idea that they could colonize a land that people were
Go
already
fuck it.
present on.
I would bet $100, and we really can't bet it. But if I was standing right next to you, and I pulled out a blank map and said point to Israel, I'm willing to bet you could not do it. And I'm also willing to
I
bet
would bet
you.
you a
Hold on one
thousand. I
second.
would bet a
I'm
thousand. I could.
also okay.
I
I'm
would bet you
also
a
hold on
thousand.
one
I
second.
could.
Hold on one second. Don't interrupt me. I'm also willing to bet $100 cash that you couldn't even tell me where the state of Iowa is.
Why would you think I couldn't tell you what the state of Iowa
Just
is?
the
I just told
vibe
you
I
I'm in
get.
Chicago. You do know
That's the
Illinois is directly next to Iowa, right?
once again, does not matter. That's just the vibe I get. All right, so let's just go back to the Trump thing. Biggest complaint is Trump enabled the Jews to do some damage. You didn't like that. What's your number two complaint about Donald Trump this term?
I do think he focused a little too much on like the tax breaks for the millionaires. I do think like I don't know how helpful that's gonna be. I don't know how much I believe in trickle down economics. I don't also I kind of think some of their practices are like kind of flawed, like the shit that they doing with the military where they like banning certain shit that's like kind of like ethnically helpful, like to certain demographics, things like that. But I don't got
Like
like a
what?
million
Elaborate on that.
complaints.
Elaborate on that. Elaborate on
Oh,
that.
okay. So when you're black, you should know this. You're a foundational Black American.
Of course.
So yeah, you should know this. A lot of us, because of the texture of our hair, it coils under the skin. So a lot of people in the military had like shave exemptions for medically for this reason. But then they just changed it so there's no more exemptions for these things like that. And I think
Are
that's
you?
like a
Wait,
little
I'm so
petty.
sorry. Wait, hold on one second. Are you in the military?
Me? No.
Okay, so far, top two complaints is one, Trump allowed Israel to send a couple missiles into Qatar, and number two is Hegseth saying let's clean it up a little bit in regards to hair. And you mentioned, I believe, the coils in black people's hair. Did I hear that correctly?
Yeah, it causes your skin to bubble. The hair coils under the skin.
The hair. Okay. And so that's your complaint about Donald Trump is because black people have us black people, us foundational black Americans and immigrants, we have coils under our hair.
We no, not coils under our hair. Our hair
Okay.
coils under the skin on our face.
Yes, of course. Yes. Okay. So, all right. Very interesting. My friend, I have a black friend. Her name is Pikmisha. She washes her hair once every like 6 to 7 weeks. And to me, as a foundational black American, I have told her that she should wash her hair more often, and she does not. All right. So give me complaint number three when it comes to Donald Trump this term, please.
Let me think. Do I have any other really no? I really voted for him for his immigration stance. So I really don't like.
Okay, so just from an outsider's perspective, pretend somebody's in here, they really didn't vote, they're not into politics really. You voted for a man, but you're not happy with your vote, and your top two reasons are one, Israel's.
I didn't say I'm not happy because he did what I wanted. So I'm not saying I'm not happy. I'm just saying I'm not necessarily a big like supporter. Like it was things I was like,
Okay.
I don't know if I like that. I don't know if I like that.
All right,
But for what
besides,
I voted for,
okay.
he did.
Okay, great. So besides immigration, what else is going well here in America?
It's been a lot of investment. I've seen him bringing in a lot of investment from foreign entities. I think a couple companies even brought back their manufacturing here. Where you talking like Apple and people deciding to build things. And I'm not sure how much the tariffs have brought in, but it seemed to be a lot. I would have to look into the exact numbers. So like, I think that's pretty good.
All
What
right,
else could I
anything
say is
else?
going good? Going good. No, food prices is still kind of fucking high. Gas is low. Gas is low.
Okay.
Um, Depending on how you feel about what's going on with Venezuela and the whole like, if you believe the whole shtick about like stopping the smug war, then sure, I guess that would be going good in your ass. I don't know how much Venezuela has to do with it, but I'm sure they have something.
Right.
Uh,
Okay.
what else? I mean, I guess he stopped the war in Palestine. Like that didn't he didn't start it. It was already there. He was just a little too supportive in my eyes. But
And at
whatever.
what point did you start caring about Gaza?
I was really unaware of it at first until I just started. I did a lot of research, right? I did a lot of research
Of
looking
course,
into
of
it,
course.
deep diving. Then they got. I watched a lot of debates about it from both sides, and then what was
Who
I
debated it?
just.
Who debated it? When you say I
Oh, it
watched
was
a
a
lot
lot.
of
This
debates.
is it was a hot topic. That was like one of the biggest things, like do an Israel debate. So it was a lot of people did
Right.
debates, whether it be like Israeli historians or
Uh-huh.
uh Palestinian historians. That was like what is Benny Gantz? Not Benny Gantz. The guy. He's an Israeli, but he's not like he's anti like Zionist though. He's a guy. I think his name is Benny Morris. Benny Morris. Um, what's the other guy? The guy who talks real fucking slow. But he's also Jewish, but he's anti-Zionist as well. He talks real fucking slow. I can't remember his name. But I've seen plenty of people talk about it, from the Piers Morgan show to personal debates to debates. I actually watch a lot of you ever seen the Ask Israeli show? Like it's on like YouTube. It's like Ask Israeli, Ask Palestinian. It's been going on for like 11, 12 years. But it's like it's just interviews. They interview the Israelis and they interview the Palestinians, whether they be in the West Bank or in Gaza, or like they do that. So like I watched a lot of that to get
All
like
right, so
personal
let's
perspective.
just start at the beginning. You never even heard of Gaza before October 7th. I'm willing to bet money on that as well. Let's just start off
Um,
at the bare minimum.
To
Do
be
you can
fair, I had heard of it, but I wasn't interested in the conflict.
Of course, of course. Until everybody started hating on the Jews, and then you were all in. But whenever October 7th happened, let's just start there. Do you condemn Hamas?
For sure, yeah.
Okay, great. Was October 7th smart to do?
Um, I would say by their logic, yes.
Okay, perfect. So, what positive things came from October 7th for the people in Gaza? Go ahead.
So I would say at the least it stopped like the normalization of like relationships with like Israel and like Saudi Arabia and the rest
Interesting.
of the Middle East, which they were trying, which was basically coming to fruition after what Trump did with removing like like it was a lot like the what was it Kushner, he did what was the thing, the Abraham Accords.
Okay. So, what
So
countries cut off their relationship with the state of Israel?
I don't. It's not that they cut. It's not that they cut them off. It's that it
Okay.
slowed down the normalization process, and like people kind of became more firm in that stance. So like, I think it was Saudi Arabia that they won't normalize relationships until the Palestinians get a state. It was a couple because at first it was, I guess the sentiment at the time was that they were losing uh I guess support, and without support from the greater Arab world, it really lands on deaf ears.
Okay. Just once again, just very simple. Whenever I said what positive things came from October 7th, I just want to tell you a story. One of my friends has like one of those high tech drones. I don't know if you've ever seen it. And what he did is he was flying it over Tel Aviv, and you saw people, going to work, and you saw a lot of beautiful buildings. And then what he said, I'll come back on your live. Give me a couple minutes. I'm going to fly it over to Gaza. So he comes back up, and the drone is going over Gaza, and all you see over there is rubble, tents, and body bags. So whenever people come up here and act as if October 7th was smart, I just don't see that. So can you make that make sense?
Well, I guess you have to understand what the objective of it was. Was the
Was the
objective of it
objective?
was
Wait, well, I'm so sorry. So was the objective rubble, tents, and body bags?
no, the objective was to slow down the normalization.
Too funny.
It was.
Too funny. All right. So fast forward to today. Okay. Looking back, what positive things came from October 7th? Slowing down the normalization. Besides that, can you give me anything else?
I would say the support for Gaza is wide. I'm not sure. Like, I guess it would
What?
take a while. I would say it would probably take a while to see how strong the support is, because things in this and not just this country and this world can become a trend, especially when it comes to supporting the cause or whatnot. But it definitely opened the eyes to a lot of people of the plight
But
of the
who
Palestinians.
gives a fuck about Gaza right now? That's what I don't get. Well, like, if this argument, if we were having this conversation last spring, like the spring of 2025, I think there were a lot of protests going on throughout the country, throughout the world. Now, nobody gives a fuck about Gaza. And to me, and this is just my opinion, it's only dumb fucks that are believing in the propaganda. Anybody with half a brain can read through the propaganda and the anti Semitic bullshit that people have put out there. Where am I wrong? What am I missing?
I guess you would be missing the writings of the people who established the state of Israel, who
The
stated that everything that
writings.
happened,
Okay.
this was their intention. So
The writings. Okay.
yeah,
Tremendous.
that's what they said.
So
Everything
why
that's
is
going
it?
on is what they said they wanted to do.
Why is it? Like I tell this story often. In the spring of 2024, it was the spring of 2024. The pro-Palestine, pro-Gaza, queers for Gaza morons would shut down my city of Pittsburgh downtown every Saturday and almost every Sunday. They would shut shit down. Now it's a couple homeless dudes down there with a Queers for Gaza shirt. So to me, the propaganda lost, right? It's only the dumbest of the dumb that are still believing in the propaganda. Your response?
I would say no. I would say
No. Okay. It's the
the
smart one.
plight of
The plight.
the Palestinian, the situation is being less televised. So I would say it's not in people's faces. So a lot of people kind of feel like they're like at peace, but in reality, they're not in peace. They're really like it's still unalive and going on. People still living in rubble. It's not. They're not.
Fuck
They're
it.
not. They. As a
Rubble,
matter of fact,
tents,
they
body
probably
bags.
own. They probably have less control of Gaza now than they did before because they're like kind of pushed into like military zones because they've made
Right.
like half a dollars.
But yet, just listen to what you just said. But yet, dumb fucks want to come up here and tell me October 7th. They understand why a terrorist group did October 7th. So then, whenever I ask questions, what positive things came from it? You give me some bullshit, and then you kind of contradict yourself by saying nothing positive came from it.
I said from their perspective, from their objective of what they wanted to do.
Interesting.
If the goal was to keep all Gazans safe, which I'm positive it wasn't, then it's a failure. But that wasn't the goal.
I
We
got you.
both know that.
Of course. I'm just telling you this point blank. It's only once again, the most dumb of the pro Gaza, pro whatever movement that are still spewing the bullshit. You know what I mean?
I mean,
But
that's an
kudos to
opinion.
you. No, that's a fact. That's a fact.
Sure.
All right. So, Kapora, what do you, who is this? Is this Yakuv?
Yeah, I want to address the topic.
Sure, go ahead.
I wanted
Let me
to
see
too. He made me talk about Jews for an hour.
Wait, I'm so sorry. Say that again, Yayo.
I said I wanted to talk about the prompt too. You made me talk about the Jews for an hour.
Okay, go ahead, bro. For an hour, that's a lot.
You know,
But that's fine.
I'm exaggerating, of course.
I think you do that a lot, but that's fine. Go ahead. What do you got?
You heard my answer to the first one, right? Or do I have to reiterate it?
Well, let me ask a question this way. I have three groups of people that I feel are massive failures, not only here in the USA, but throughout the world. Do you agree with these three groups, or would you like to take another group and add them on?
Yeah, I disagree with C, of course.
Of course.
Okay.
Okay. Who would you replace Black Americans with?
Is it globally or just locally, like the countrywide, nationally?
Well, Black Americans is here in the States, so let's focus here in the States. Which group of people here in the United States would you say is a bigger failure than Black Americans?
What would I say? I guess I would have to think about that. Who's a failure? I would say liberal parents.
Well, that's Democrats.
Yeah, you could put that on
Okay,
the Democrats. I definitely would put that on the Democrats.
of course. So you agree that Black Americans should be on my list of the top
No,
three biggest
no,
failures?
no.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
think Black Americans are a failure at all. So
Okay, so give me a group that is a bigger failure than Black Americans.
a bigger failure.
And can I go ahead?
Yakova, I'll bring you back up later, okay? Go ahead, Yayo.
Maybe. Oh, what can I say? I don't know. Venezuelans. What
What?
can I say? I don't necessarily think anybody like. I don't think it's a long list of people failing in America. I think America is a prosperous place, personally.
Of course, we're prosperous, but okay, but
Like
you
I wouldn't have
cannot
picked
get.
Muslims to
Okay,
be fair. I wouldn't have picked Muslims either. I don't think Muslims are failing in America.
okay,
They seem
man.
pretty prosperous as well. They build in
Yeah,
their own town, so
yeah, they sure fucking are. They're
so
building about 27 different medical facilities inside an abandoned building and raking in millions. Do you practice Islam yourself, sir?
oh no, I grew up Christian, went to Catholic school for 12, 13 years.
Okay. And do you still practice that religion, or are you thinking about dabbling in some Islam? You see business opportunities in Minnesota, or
No, no. As I get older, I was never really strict in Catholicism. Really, I would say I probably was more Baptist than Catholicism, but I went to Catholic school. For me the denomination differences is what makes I don't know what it's called when you go you're non-denominational. I think that's what it is. So it's like I believe in Christianity, but I don't have a specific denomination. So it's like
all right. Well, let's focus on Muslims for a second because you brought it up. Tell me the most impactful Muslim throughout the world this century. There's 2 billion Muslims on the planet. Tell me the most impactful Muslim this century, if you can.
Malcolm X.
All right. And tell me what Malcolm X did this century.
Malcolm X, along with other civil rights leaders, sparked the change and pushed a movement that basically gave all ethnicities that were not white the freedoms that they enjoy today.
Okay. So whenever somebody says this century, what does that mean?
You know what? You're right. You're right. I apologize.
Okay.
You mean after 2000? You're right. That's my
Right.
fault. I'm thinking
Okay,
in the
great.
last 100 years. Not. You're
Of
right.
course, of course. All right. So,
This
all
century,
right.
the most impactful.
Yes, of course.
Hate to say it. It's probably gonna be like Bin Laden or something.
Oh, okay, great. So let's recap so far. Let's just refresh. I have the list of biggest failures group wise. Um, you say Muslims should not be up there. There are 2 billion with a B Muslims allegedly throughout the world, and the one that has made the most positive impact is
You didn't
Osama
say
bin Laden.
positive.
Okay,
You,
okay,
you
no
said
problem.
impact.
Then let me rephrase it. Who has made the most positive impact throughout the world?
In the 2000s.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I would say that there were a few that were trying. I don't want to quote him because I only know what I hear, so I never did a deep dive into Gaddafi and
Okay,
what he was
yeah.
trying to
Hold
do.
on. Just give me a
But I do
name.
think
Give me
no,
a
I just
name,
told you.
and
I was just telling you. I was just saying. I said I didn't do a deep enough dive into really
of
claim
course.
it, but Gaddafi for
Oh
sure.
hell
I've
yeah.
heard good things at least. I don't know.
All
I
right.
know I've heard horrible
So
things as well.
let's just recap. 2 billion Muslims, not many productive Muslims. And there's been, I don't know, maybe 80,000, 100,000, depending on who you ask, terrorist attacks done by Muslims this century throughout the world. Tell me how that's not a failure.
Well, what's the goal?
Okay, elaborate.
Well, if the Muslims are attacking for a reason, say they
He
want
did
interference in the
say
Middle East to
Gaddafi.
be done. They want the America out of the Middle East. If those are the attempts, if that's what the goal is to force the Western Hemisphere out of their homelands, their historical, religious lands. I would say it's more. I would say it's been more of a success than not a success because we've left a lot of places in the Middle East. We're still in a lot
I
of
have
places in the
no clue
Middle
what the
East.
fuck you're saying. Yeah, yo, just very bluntly. I am on record as saying that not all, but most Muslims, Democrats, and black Americans that come up here to defend any of these three groups just dumb as fuck. And this conversation is kind of proving that, right? Yeah, I don't understand how anybody could come up here, especially if they're not even a Muslim, defend a religion that is responsible for a shit ton of terrorist attacks and producing zero productive people for the world this century. Just, do you see how dumb that comes off to
You just
somebody?
made that statistic up though to say that they produce zero productive people when that's a lie. Is billions
Oh,
of Muslims that do nothing wrong that live a positive
once
life.
again, 100% correct. You are accurate there, right? Not every Muslim is a terrorist, but just about every terrorist attack is done by a Muslim, right?
Not necessarily.
Okay.
The attacks by Muslims are the ones are the only ones that are framed and called terrorist attacks. But there are
Oh,
plenty of
okay.
other attacks, terror attacks, whether they be a terror attack in America on its own citizens or globally. But they don't necessarily call everything a terror attack like that. Like,
Of course. So
I will
tell
argue. I will argue what happened at the church in what was that, Charleston, South Carolina, where they unalived all those people inside the church. I forget what's his name, Dylan Roof or something like that. That's terrorism.
Of course. So let's put that under non-Muslims. That's one. Now you need, I don't know, 87,943 more to match Islam. Do you
Okay,
see
well
how do you
we
see
would
how
have to let's
dumb?
get started.
Wait,
Then I guess
Yayo.
let's get
Oh, okay.
started.
Go ahead, Yayo. Go ahead.
Columbine, was that a
Okay. So
Muslim?
was that in the name of a religion, or did the shooter
Ah,
say God is
now,
great?
now it's because of religion. Okay, so only religious
No,
terror
no, no.
attack.
So
Only
okay.
religious
So
terror
once
attack.
again,
Okay.
all right, no problem. No problem. When was Columbine?
What was
Was it
that
this
like?
century?
When was Columbine? I don't know. I actually don't know. I just
Yeah,
heard
yeah.
it. I don't know.
Once again, I what entertains me is whenever I say things like every person that comes up here and tries to defend one of these three groups, they come off dumb as fuck, and then you go and 100% confirm exactly what I'm saying.
I
Okay,
haven't confirmed anything you're saying. You think anybody who doesn't
okay.
agree with you is dumb. So I understand. I've seen you. I know how you operate. So I get it.
All right. So give me some. How about this? I'll ask it this way. When was the last time a non-Muslim put on a suicide vest?
What?
A suicide vest?
I would say that's something that's more specific to those people. That doesn't mean that's the only type of terrorism that can
Of
be done.
of course. When was the last time a non-Muslim took their rent-a-car or truck or vehicle and ran over and killed innocent people?
I'm sure it's being done. I would have. You want me to look it up? Like I could look it up. I'm sure it's
Absolutely.
being done.
Sure. Okay. So while you look it up, I'll go to another type of terrorist attack. When was the last time a non-Muslim hijacked a fucking plane and flew it into a building?
Do we know that a Muslim did that?
Okay. So
Do
tell me
we?
more.
No, I won't go there. I won't go there. With you. I was just
No,
joking.
no, no. That once again, when people do that, that's always entertaining. Because what dumb fucks sit there and say that, and just hear me out and listen to how dumb these people sound. And I don't think you're this dumb, but maybe you are. They want to say that there were five dancing Jews in New Jersey, and they were more responsible for 9/11 than the 19 Muslims that hijacked the planes. Are you that dumb? Yes or no?
I've heard of the dancing Israelis, but no, no, no.
Okay, so if you had to go in front of a judge and say, Your Honor, this is my proof that Muslims did not do 9/11, what do you have? What evidence do you have to provide to the judge? Go ahead.
Oh, I would have none. I don't necessarily believe it. Like I said, that was just joking.
Oh,
Just
you're backtracking like a motherfucker.
no. When I said it, I was pressing your buttons. I said no. I'm just joking. I'm not gonna go there.
Of course, of course. Okay, great. Okay, so the question was, when was the last time
If
a
I'm not
non?
mistaken, Bin Laden written a letter admitting to it. Correct.
Well, you seem like the Bin Laden fan, not me.
But I'm saying there's a whole letter of him admitting to it and saying why he did it and things like that.
Okay.
So it was
All
good. Like,
right.
so that right there, like, kind of like,
All right, good. So we didn't go down the dancing Jews route. So, all right, that's a great thing. So, once again, the question was, when was the last time a non Muslim hijacked a fucking plane and flew it into a building?
maybe not flew into a building, but I did recently watch a viral video of a white
Hell
guy
yeah.
stealing a plane.
Hell yeah. Okay. And where did he fly it into?
I don't know. I think he crashed it into the water or something. I think it was like a, it was
Okay.
like a unalive, and like he unalived himself. It seemed like it was on purpose, like it was like a one last trip before I, kick the boot type thing.
Okay.
Kick the
So,
bucket.
once again, recap. Anybody that comes up here and tries to defend these three groups come off dumb as fuck. The question is, when was the last time a non-Muslim hijacked a plane, flew it into a building? Your response was a white guy crashed a plane into the ocean?
Of course, because you know what you're doing. You're being very hyper specific because you know these things are very rare, if ever, to happen more than once. And then you're saying, well, when did somebody do this? Only not too many people do unalivings like by exercise. Again, when did somebody else fly a plane into it? Like, how many people have flown planes into fucking buildings at all? Like, what are we talking about? Like, we're not being serious. So
I got you, but would you agree that car rammings have to happen a lot more often?
car rammings do happen a lot more out there.
Of course. And do you know of any non-Muslims throughout the world that have taken their vehicle and murdered innocent people?
Mexicans in Chicago, they call themselves rammers.
Okay, so Mexican. Okay, so there's Mexicans in Chicago, and when was the last time? When was the last time Mexicans in Chicago ran over and murdered innocent people?
Um, Not that long ago. I think it was at the fucking parade or some shit. It was a parade they were having in Little Village. It's not that they do that. They do that. Like, there's plenty of videos on YouTube. You can look it up, or like the SDs or Latin Kings. Or they do that. They ram cars and hit each other with cars and shit. That's what they do. It's weird.
Okay, so when was the last time multiple people died from the rammers in Chicago?
I don't know about multiple. Like I said, I think the last time I can remember was the parade in Little Village. I think it was like one. It might have been one. I don't think it was like multiple. But I don't. I will have to look into it. I'm sure there's examples of it.
Okay, look it up.
But when I say Muslims aren't a failure, I don't. I mean, when I say that, I mean the majority of Muslims in America are doing well for themselves.
Oh fuck yeah, they are. They're running daycares that are licensed to have 90 kids there. There's nobody working there, and they're making millions. Fuck yeah, they're doing good.
Hey, either you play the game or let the game play you.
I got you. So you're okay with that?
No, not necessarily. No. I don't believe in foreigners working the system. You don't get that luxury. You
Are
lucky to
you?
be a part of the system at all.
Well, you're a foundational Black American. Do you think it's okay for a foundational Black American to quote unquote work the system?
To an extent, I don't think you should rely on working the system to survive, but I think I'm on a everyday basis. But I think if needed to survive, why not? I think any American should be able to do it because the system has no problem with doing it in the reverse.
Have you ever quote unquote worked the system here? A
Have
little
I ever
bit, little
worked?
bit,
Have I
little
ever worked
bit.
the system?
Thank you, liberated.
Possibly, if I could think,
Uh
if
huh.
I thought hard enough, possibly.
Have you done it before?
Um,
Little bit, little bit.
little bit,
I got you.
Nothing
Are
major,
you?
nothing major.
No, I got you. Just a little false unemployment claim or whatever. Are you working currently?
Yeah.
What do you do? Just vaguely.
Me, I work at a warehouse.
I got you. And how have you taken advantage of the system, the old food stamps card?
Well, when I was in need, so when I was like
Of course,
20,
of course.
19, 20, when my grandmother died and I was kind of like on my own, like, you had to do
Right.
things to survive. I was homeless at once upon a time. Like now I live, I got my own crib. I take care of my daughters. My daughters live with me. Like, so it's different now.
Are you so you said to I don't know who you report back to food stamps wise, but you said, look, I'm good now, cut them off.
No, what you,
Oh,
so what basically what it was like, it's job seeking requirements, things like that you're supposed to do when you getting like unemployment or what is it, SNAP benefits, things like that. But I might work a job where they pay me under the table, so I'm getting cash and that, like things like that.
that's what I'm talking about. So if you're a foundational black, you're saying a foundational black American, green light, take advantage of the system. If you're a
Any
Somali,
American.
any American, but if you're a Somali, let's try not to steal millions and millions of dollars. Get them the fuck out.
I believe so. One thing I believe non so I believe non-American, like
Billion.
first
Sorry.
generation, second
Thank you.
generation immigrants, third generation, things like that. I don't think they should be eligible for any minority based grants, anything like that, loans, things like that. I don't think anybody who did not have to be in this system can come to be a part of this system and complain about the system because you didn't have to be a part of it. You could have moved to
I
Canada.
got you. But once you pass the fourth generation, green light, go, take advantage of it.
I would say it's really hard to find a fourth generation immigrant. I'm sure they are there, but like most immigrants in this country came post 1980.
Okay. Okay. Fair enough. Uh, to me, let me ask this question. Do you think black people in this country deserve reparations?
I think at one point it was deserved. I think I
Okay.
think
What stopped that?
uh well, political power you need in this country, nothing is ever given because people feel bad or they want to. It's the political willpower. It was at the time that black people might have been most eligible to get it, or when people were attempting to get it, there were also larger forces with attempts to not give it or restrict this help to them. Like I say it all the time, America did way more to help and rebuild Germany after World War II than they ever did to help the free slaves in America. Like,
Do you think that black Americans built this country?
I think we were foundational to building this country. Yes, I don't think we built the entire country or something. That would be crazy.
All
But
right. Okay. Your answer was we were quote unquote foundational builder. What did you say about that?
foundational to the building of this country, we
Oh,
were
fuck yeah.
essential,
Okay.
integral to the beginning, to the origin.
And you said whenever you first came up here, you were fighting, not fighting me, but you were pushing back on black Americans being on this list. If all of black American, if every single black American had to leave the country tomorrow and they actually did it, what would the rest of America miss out on?
Um,
Like besides sports, I'm 100% that's a given. We would have a hard time having the NBA
you would lose a lot
and
of
the NFL. Go ahead.
you would lose thousands of doctors, lawyers, electricians, plumbers, about 30,000 farmers and farms. Well, I guess you wouldn't lose the
Of course,
farmers, just the
but let's
farmers.
get hold on one second. Well, let's get past the first 60 days of this movement, right? Because business owners are going to have to replace employees, and that's a given, right? But to be fair, we're going to have less customers to serve. But regardless, once we get past the old, let's replace our employees. What else would we miss?
Good food. Of course, we add things to entertainment.
Wait,
Also,
wait, wait. Hold on, hold on.
a lot
Okay,
of the.
stop. Yeah,
Go
yo.
ahead.
You could still eat traditional black food, whatever you consider that, here in America without black people being here.
Of course, you can eat it, but it wouldn't be the same. Just like
Uh,
I can eat
okay,
Italian food, but it's not the same as eating it from an Italian in like say Little Italy in Chicago. Like it's not the same.
Okay, so okay, so the food. Oh, all right. You know what? Let's move past that. Not going to go down that road. Um, but once again, we could eat food, any type of food. We don't need black people here in America. I don't need an Italian person to make pasta, right? So what else would we miss? Okay, don't say music or entertainment because I could listen to Irish or Gaelic music here in America without being in Ireland. So what else would we miss?
Let's see, what else would be missing? I would say majority of a lot of the colloquialisms that we use right now, the
Oh
simple
fuck yeah.
things, simple as a fucking adapt. When you dap your friend, a lot of that shit comes from Black Americans.
Hell yeah.
A lot of the slang that is used around here is Black American. But I would say, other than the things you mentioned, I don't think with this country will miss anybody, like any specific demographic.
Hell yeah. So if black Americans were forced to leave, one of the top things we would miss is how you greet your friend, a dap, right?
No. You made it specific to that. I said it's plenty of things like that contribute to like normal American, like the way we talk, we interact with each other socially. It's not just as simple. It's not the dap. The dap is just an example of something that like you might not even acknowledge as being like something that comes from black people. You know, even the phrase "What's up?" You know what I'm saying? Like that simple like that.
So, too good. So, can you think of what positive things would happen if hypothetically all black people were forced to leave America? What positive things would come from it?
Hmm.
Well, there
What
would be less
positive
crime.
things
There would
would
be less
happen?
crime. We wouldn't have to have as many police officers on the street. We could start there.
Maybe it'll be less crime. It just
What
depends
do you
who
mean,
comes into
maybe?
those
What do
areas.
you mean,
Because
maybe?
the crime isn't specific to the people. It's the area.
But why? Okay, fair point. Proximity is always a factor. But why is it that like there's a very there's wealthy neighborhoods throughout this country full of mostly white people, and they're not shooting and killing each other, right? But whenever you go into, you mentioned Chicago earlier, or a lot of these cities that have more black people within it, that's where the murder rate historically has gone up. No?
I would say inner cities have always had higher murder rates than the rest of the country, even before black people came to the north to become a majority well, not a majority, but you know what I mean, like before the migration to the north, when it was just the freedmen in the north. The people, the original people of the ghetto, because the ghettos weren't for black people. The original people in the ghettos were you found similar behavior, did you not?
Hell yeah, absolutely. I just find it comical that just whenever I give that scenario, or the scenario is if all black people had to head south. I took a pen and started in the middle of California and drew a straight line all the way across to the Atlantic Ocean. All the black people went south, all the white people stayed north. How long before the South is literally on fire?
I don't think it would be on
Literally.
fire at all.
Really?
No, I think black people, when in unison, when I
You got.
personally feel like black people need segregation. I think
Okay.
I'm pro separation, not necessarily segregation, because I think we should be able to interact if we feel the need to. But I think black people prosper when we are in separation, because the problem with the inner cities and the hoods or the ghettos is that it's not white flight, it's black flight. Is what you saw
It's
the
not.
difference
Wait, say
in.
that again. Say that again. Your microphone was covered. The
I said
problem
it's
in the
not
inner
white flight.
cities.
It's not white flight. It's black flight.
Elaborate.
So the difference in when you talk about what was happening in the early 1960s versus what you see now is that the moral floor has been lowered because of the who's in the community. Back then, the lawyer, the doctor, the business owner, the electrician, the people who wanted to be affluent, who held a certain standard within the community, they lived around you. They lived across the street. So even if you might not have the best upbringing within your home when you came out, there was a certain standard that you were expected to hold. But once segregation became ended and people and black people could live wherever they wanted to, you began to see us spread out into like suburbs and different areas depending on their affluence. And I think when you leave a neighborhood full of the poor, the uneducated, and the criminals, and anybody in that area who is able to overcome those circumstances just fucking leaves, then it's doomed to only recreate the same thing. So I think if you put all black people back together, it has that we have no point. We're forced to be together. Then I think you see a better understanding, because in reality, like 45 to 50% of black people actually live in the suburbs. But if the lawyer or the doctor or the electrician who has a family and is raising their children that isn't across the street, then it's kind of hard for somebody who doesn't see that to see that as a reality for them.
All right. So is it fair to say, thank you, CJ, appreciate you. So is it fair to say that uh, a black American that lives in the hood or lives wherever and they make it, they get a promotion, they're doing well, you agree that their top priority is to get the hell out of the hood and away from however you want to describe that neighborhood. Is that correct?
They
You agree with that?
when people make money, they move in areas of their tax bracket. That's all.
Gotcha. Okay, so hypothetically, once again, we're going the straight line from California to the all the way across to the Atlantic Ocean, and all the black people are living south. To me, there would be so many black people paying people like me to sneak them up north. That's just reality. It might not be
Nah,
nice to say. Oh, I'm
nah,
sorry.
not at all.
Okay, so you're saying the wealthy black people here in America, Happy New Year to everybody. But you're saying the wealthy black people would be okay going south, the LeBron James, the Obamas, the Oprahs, they would say, sign me up for the South and I'll be okay.
Yeah, what would be wrong with that? You said the South, not we all have to live in one neighborhood in California, in LA. Like you said, the South, we have they can, if they have the money, there can still be classes. There will still be classes. There's always going to be classes, no matter if it's all white people, all black people. There's always going to be classes. But that doesn't mean we can't build an affluent area. That I think it would be helpful personally.
Of course. And if somebody said to you, why is a city like Chicago failing? What would your answer be?
Um, Years of just bad leadership. Um,
But
like one of the
Chicago,
worst.
wait, Chicago has a black mayor, a black chief of
He sucks.
police.
He's a liar. He's a fucking horrible person. Fuck Brandon
Okay.
Johnson.
Okay. Once again, I'm not in the business of defending a Democratic mayor running a city in a horrendous way. So I'm not going to defend him. But so go ahead. Why is Chicago failing?
Like I said, years of being mishandled, Democrat policies, people who don't actually have the best interest of the people they're governing. Also, the Dailies who ran the city for fucking decades, on top of decades. We talking father and son. They have a real close connection to the mob here. So a lot of the things that they were doing were not always based on like what's best for the city. They also fucking sold our the what is it, the fucking, like the shit you pay the highway, the tolls, the toll roads and shit. Our tolls get sent to fucking somewhere in the Middle East. I think it's like Saudi Arabia, the Emirates or some shit. And they sold that shit for $1 billion like in 2010, and now they done made like 30 billion, and we still on contract for the next 20 years. So shit like that, stupid shit like that.
Well, Yayo, I must tell you, first of all, I voted for Trump. You voted for Trump, so that's a good thing. We align there, correct? But I've had a lot of black men like yourself come up here and say that they're voting for Trump or voted for Trump in the past. And if there's other black people on the panel, the first thing they do is call that person a coon or an Uncle Tom or a sellout. Why is that?
Um, I would say like most people who aren't already like predisposed to like conservative ideology, they believe the rhetoric of what's on TV. They show you the cut up Charlottesville videos. They bring up what anonymous people said he said in 1992 in the back room of a casino in New Jersey, like shit like that. Like propaganda works on people who with a low amount of information.
Okay, that's very fair, and I agree with that. So there's a lot of shit that we disagree on, and to be honest with you, a lot of the answers you gave me when it comes to why shouldn't Muslims be up there or Black Americans or whatever, just point blank, I think your answers were asinine. But whenever it comes to aligning with why you voted for Donald Trump and why a lot of Black Americans are still voting for Democrats, those were your best answers by far. And it's not because I agree with them. The facts just back it up, right? A lot of the shit you said about Muslims and stuff like that, there's nothing factual that you said, right? It was a lot of feelings. But
When I
go
said
ahead.
that most Muslims in this country are doing well, was that not factual?
Um, where can I verify that Muslims are doing well in this country, with the
I mean,
exception
the
of
census, if you
Minnesota?
check, it's the census, I guess, if you check like country of origin, a lot of immigrants, especially like first, second generation immigrants, you got people like Patrick Bet David, like no, those types, like, and
Oh
he's an
fuck it.
extreme example, of course, because he's very rich,
Oh,
but
of course.
there's plenty of like, like in my city, like there, I see a lot of like, the businesses like, and I actually have a problem with that. I don't want all the Muslims in the black community. I think that's another problem with it, is that a lot of the money doesn't stay within the community because we don't own the shit. Like the restaurants are owned by unless it's a soul food restaurant, it's probably owned by a Muslim in my city, or the corner stores or the clothing stores or the phone store on the corner. All that shit is saying owned by Muslims, and they own like a conglomerate. And you will see like one of them, you will see them in one store on the north side and then go to the south side in that store. But that's because they own like 50 of them, and they're sending their cousins back and forth to each store and shit like that. So
Okay,
I
so
think that's a problem.
let's just recap, okay? You're saying Muslims should not be on this list. The pros for Muslims on why they're good is they're about 1% of our population, right? Alexa, what is the Muslim population in the United States? What
I don't know if
percentage?
it's 1%. It probably was more than 1%.
Okay, here, I'll look it up while I'm talking. But let's just say it's 2%, 3%, whatever the number is going to be. The pros for Muslims on why they are not failures is they are successful here in the United States. All right, that's the pro. The con is there's not many Muslims out of 2 billion throughout the world that have been productive for the world, right? Have done something productive. And then on top of that,
I guess in
you
the 21st century.
oh,
Is that
sure,
your
of
argument?
course, of course. And then you factor in the thousands and thousands of terrorist attacks. So, do the pros outweigh the cons, or vice versa? Be honest.
Um, I want to say is they're not only affluent in America. There are definitely plenty of I won't say plenty, but there are a few like Muslim or Arab states, whatever you want to call them, that kind of live good. That citizens kind of live an affluent life. Some of them have nationalized oil where the citizens get
You're
money off the
rambling. You're
oil and shit like
rambling.
that.
So you're saying that outweighs all the terrorist attacks and basically zero productive Muslims.
You keep
Is
saying
that what you're
zero
saying?
productive Muslims. What are you calling zero productive Muslims?
I'm so sorry. I'm old enough to remember whenever I asked you who is the most productive Muslim this century, and your first answer was Malcolm X, right? He died what, probably 60 years ago, and then it wasn't alive this century. And then your second answer, I believe, was Osama bin Laden.
It was, you said impactful, by the way.
All right,
And you had a
Yayo.
lot of impact. That's
Okay,
the
very
reason why
good.
that was the answer.
Yayo, listen, I think you're a good man. I think when it comes to certain subjects, it is what it is. We do align when it comes to Donald Trump, but I'm going to give you the final word, and then I'm going to move on.
Okay. To the bottom of your prompt, when it says why do Black Americans commit more crimes, I
Mm-hmm.
would say the statistics that you're using to gauge that are faulty. Also, the methodology you're using to gauge that is faulty, and just the whole place where you get your statistics from. If you're using like the FBI table 49A from 2019, only not even 75% of the country's counties even reported the arrest data to them, and majority of the ones who didn't were from rural counties, smaller towns, which would be largely of other ethnicities than Black, of course.
Then
So
why is it, if that's true, why, I mean, that it's not true, but let's just go with your theory. If it's only the people that you're talking about, why is it that black people are responsible for over half the murders?
I would say one, because unaliving is more like, now, not to say it doesn't have things to do with like culture and shit. Of course they do. Of course culture has something to do with it. But
What the fuck?
unalivings are more likely, you're more likely to find those types of activities in inner cities where people live on top of each other. There's poverty and things like that. So, in whether it's
But you
always been
said
a
it was
reality.
mostly rural counties that report. That's
I
what,
said
those are
there was
your
mostly
words.
rural counties that didn't report.
Okay.
That didn't report to the FBI their crime
So
statistics.
in
So
the
we're talking about
rural,
just
let's
pure
just
crime.
say everybody reported. If we factor in the rural counties, do you think the numbers would get better for black people or worse?
I think you would see more of an even numbers across the board when we talking about in comparison to other demographics.
In your mind, if you and I were able to track every murder that was committed in this country in the year this year 2025, what percentage of the murders do you think are done by black people?
In 2025,
Yeah.
I would say well, let's be clear. My argument wasn't against the murder rate. Well, murder rate. You said it's okay, so it
Okay.
was okay. It was against the crime rate. The murder rate, I said, is because where we live. Majority
No,
of
can you
Black people
answer
live
me
in.
directly? Can you answer me directly?
I
What
am. You
percentage?
changed the question. That's what I'm
No,
saying, bro.
no, 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 no. Can you just answer me directly? What percentage of the murders this year have been done by black people?
Like I said, it will probably be around like 45, 50%, maybe. I don't know.
Okay, fair enough. So why? Why is it that 13% of our population committing close to, if not over, half the murders in this country? Are we going back to the proximity argument?
It is part of it. Proximity is part of it, but it's like I said, the location where you find these crimes is not the people, it's the place. These crimes existed in these areas way before Black people assumed these areas. There were gangs in these areas before Black people came there. There were crimes and drive-bys and smug dealing and whorehouses and all this other shit before Black people ever got to these areas. A lot of this is learned behavior that we learned from the ghetto white people who were in these areas, whether it be
Hell
numbers
yeah.
running or drug dealing or just the whole concept of the gangs and the need for it, depending on where you were. Like a lot of that especially if you're talking in Chicago, because a lot of the Chicago gangs were built after the outfit, the Chicago outfit, the way they're structured. They're not like Crips and Bloods. They were built more like organizations.
Hell yeah. Uh, I don't know. You know what? I'm just gonna move on. I appreciate you. Anybody that could come up here and have a conversation, even if I think a lot of your answers are whatever they were, I appreciate you. Final word to you. I don't want to extend the conversation, but I will give you the final word where you could say whatever you want. And I hope you have a happy New Year.
I would say for when it comes to Black people, I don't compare us to other ethnicities because we run our own race. When you compare us to where we were in the year 2000, things have grown exponentially. The incarceration rate has dropped 300%. literary rates, homelessness, single father rates, all these things have grown. So I look at it like that instead of looking at it like compare me to the whites or the Hispanics or the Asians. We all run a different race.
Understood. I appreciate you, kind sir.
All right.
Be good. I mean, I don't know. He doesn't like white people. No, I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say he's racist towards white people. I did not get that vibe. So I'm not going to say that. He did vote for Trump, yes. He criticized the Democratic mayor in Chicago, which, I appreciate because a lot of people will defend that man just because he is black. Um, yeah, I don't know. I think he's I think he's kind of like a Julian, right? Julian said he's a foundational black American. He's a black man that voted for Donald or, supported Donald Trump. And that is that. I don't know. But I'm done with this live. I have 3 hours. If you are in Dallas, Texas, I will be there today. And if you are in New Orleans, I will be there tomorrow. And the last time, if you remember, I flew into New Orleans on January 1st of last year. And that is when the terrorist attack happened on Bourbon Street. I touched down in New Orleans hours after that happened. And if you remember, the Notre Dame game was postponed a day. And that was a disaster. And the other frustrating thing is there are no on the second, there were no, at least when I booked it, there were no direct flights from New Orleans to Pittsburgh. Jags will lose in the first round. Well, I don't know. They should win this weekend. They should get the 3 seed. They should get a home game. I hope you're right. Just keep in mind, the Steelers have to win on Sunday. If they don't, they're not even in the playoffs. And you talk about a great week. Okay, so April, I see your message, love. So you talk about a great week. We have tomorrow in Dallas for Miami, Ohio State. And then the next day, New Orleans for the Sugar Bowl. And then I'll be back here Friday morning. I'll be back on TikTok Friday morning. Thursday night, Friday morning. And then Sunday night will be the Steelers game. So I'm going to go to the Steelers game on Sunday. Miami will take down Ohio State. I think 9.5 or 10 points for Miami being underdog. I think that's disrespectful to Miami. If you look at Ohio State's schedule, besides Indiana, they really haven't played anybody. So if you're going to put $1 or $2 on the game, I would put it on Miami. Get it at 10 points. And I think that is a good bet. I'm not saying take a money line. I think it'll be a close game. The over-under is pretty low, so it's going to be a low-scoring game. So that is my Christmas gift from me to you. Notre Dame should have been in. Yeah, I'm disappointed in that. And if you think back to when game day was here in Pittsburgh, Notre Dame and Pitt were both in the top 25. There was a chance that both of them would be in the playoffs, and neither of them made it. So I am disappointed in that. But all right, I will be back on right. Am I doing that math right? Friday, because the first, yeah, right. It's weird planning to go to football games on a Wednesday and a Thursday. But I'm excited for this week. So Friday, 3 a.m., I will be back here. Thursday night, Friday morning, 3 a.m. Happy New Year to all of you. Have fun celebrating. And that's that. But I am done. I would be nice if I knew exactly what time my flight was. Happy New Year. Yes. My flight 7:55 a.m. All right. So, regardless, if you're in Dallas, let me know. If you're in New Orleans, let me know. Where am I going? I'm flying to Dallas today. I don't know why I have such a headache right now. I'm flying to Dallas today and then going Dallas to New Orleans the next day, tomorrow. And then back to Pittsburgh the following day. Happy New Year, Jackie. All right, I'm done. I love you all. Stay safe, yes. Especially, like I said, just that whole January 1st thing of last year when I touched down in New Orleans and right after all that bullshit happened on Bourbon Street. And there are cities that have canceled New Year's plans or like fireworks shows and shit like that. Why? Muslims. Nobody's canceling New Year fireworks and concerts because of the Christians or the Jews. They are doing it because of the Muslims. But regardless what you're doing to bring in the new year, make sure you celebrate it in a safe way. Do not drink and drive. Paris canceled everything. Yeah. And people come up here and act like, I mean, once again, it's not all Muslims, but nowhere throughout the world are they saying, I don't think we could have a big gathering of people and cancel it because of Christians or Catholics or Buddhists or Jews. That's the problem. They're the problem. And I always say, you know, I sit there and I throw shade at people and fight with people. But the main, not the main, the biggest threat to everybody, it's one group of people. And unfortunately, it's the Muslims. Not all of them, but they are the biggest threat. All right, I'm going to take Tylenol, get ready, and then I'm heading to the airport. I love you all. Happy New Year. Stay safe, regardless of what you're doing for the new year. And whenever I come back on Thursday night, Friday morning, I want to hear about the great celebration you had to bring in the new year. All right, I love you all. Appreciate you all. Follow me at my YouTube. And I will see you guys on Thursday night or Friday morning. Much love. Happy New Year.